Hi guys, welcome to As versus Super DIY setup today. I haven't got my binaural headphones, haven't got my stand, literally hunkered down in the corner of a room, and I'm shooting this video today for you, so it's going to be shaky. Apologies. Been a really good day today, really busy. Went over to the outlet place, what was it called, Cheshire Oaks. Really busy. Should have filmed a bunch of stuff, but it was just so hectic and there was no space to get any sort of footage in really without looking like I was filming people that were passing. It looked so dodgy when I attempted it, so I decided to abandon it. You don't want this tall 6'2" bald-headed bearded dude stood around filming people. It's not a good look at all, unless you're with friends and stuff like that. And it's I did get a little bit of the inside of the tree. I'll try and tack it onto this video as well. Not too much music today whatsoever, and it's been kind of good to have a quick break away from it. Still hungry to create as always, but good to just get away from it and to make the most of a Sunday today. Really good, and getting to spend it with loved ones and whatnot as well, so that was awesome. How has your Sunday been? Has it been okay? Have you had some time to yourself, some time for your self-care and wellness and whatnot? Let me know in the comments down below if that's the case. What is the plan for this coming week? Well, got a few shifts in this week. Obviously, we'll be uploading every day. And at the end of the week, I am hopefully going to be in the studio. I've got a couple of doctor's appointments for various things, but that's nothing that should come into fruition anytime soon. So studio this coming Friday is the one. I think I'm going to get in there with some guitar work again, get some guitar stuff uploaded. Might even attempt to get some vocal down, some vocalage. Found a guitar track off my friend Morgan, who I do some of the live band stuff with. And also with that live band stuff, we're going to be releasing some of our music on Spotify soon. So I'll be sure to give it a shout out and a link in the description when it's done as well. And you can link up and check out the band music there. It's heavy rock driven stuff. Not too dissimilar to modern day heavy rock music, like the Architects and La Dispute and Periphery and that type of thing, but a lot more I hate to use the word punk, but a lot more post-hardcore punk music sort of stuff. So that I'm kind of interested to see what your reaction would be to it when you hear it. All screamed vocal stuff as well. There's barely any singing in it, so I guess it might come into the banner of aggressive music, maybe somewhat, even though it doesn't sound very aggressive to me. So it kind of sounds like on the verge of poesy in a lot of ways, but hey, I'm just tooting my own horn here, I guess. So yeah, kind of going off on a tangent. So yeah, I'll bring this video to an end now. I'll be sure to tack on a little bit of the footage of the Christmas tree at the Cheshire Oaks retail park that we went to. It's huge, must be at least 60 foot high, and we went inside of it and it was awesome. So I got a little bit of footage of that as well, so I'll add that on to the end here. So we're back on Monday tomorrow. Might see if we can go over some old footage or something. That would be kind of fun to do, so might see if I can dig something up for that anyway. So anyway, I hope they have a good day, good evening, good rest wherever you are in the world, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers. Thank you. Bye. Hey guys, welcome to As Versus. Good to see you today. Hope that you're keeping as well as can be. I'm rocking the soft light in the background here, so it's kind of given me this semi-youthful appearance for a little while. Completely different to my 5 a.m. appearance, which is just like... So also using the binaural headphones right now, so you should hear that on opposite sides of your ears. So discovered this old track that I've been working on for a while, pretty much guitar based, but I'm going to add like a drum loop into it. But I want to show you the riffs, so you get a taste of where I'm coming from. It's what I would have called at the time a ballad type of song. It has like, almost sounds like an American prom night dance type of song thing. Like Last Dance. Do you remember that awkward Last Dance at school? Yeah, that type of vibe. I'll flip the camera up and I'll put it in front of the laptop and show you guys what it's all about. Okay, cool. Hey, so here's the track itself. This was all written a while ago, so we've got a bunch of guitars. We had some drums kind of there, but I'm not really feeling the drums at all. I'll just show you the vibe of the drums. I want something more with a slow break type of loop. So that was the initial drums. Not too into that anymore. I'll show you the song itself. So we've got a left and right panned rhythm guitar. We've got some bass, but I'm going to mute that at the moment. It was very minimal, as you can see by the wavelength on it there. Second guitar, I'm not sure what that does. And then we've got some picked out parts here where the strings are individually picked, and I added a bunch of like effects over it and chorus octaves there. I'll just run through it quickly. So so it starts with just like the guitar strumming by itself before it's meant to cut in here. A little bit closer. So nothing too special, really. You see what I mean? It's kind of got that Last Dance prom sort of vibe. So this is it with the drums. Drums are pretty quiet actually. With the bass. Chorus now. So those are just octave chords, you know, your power chord without the extra finger. And that's repeated here. It's the same pattern, it's just done quicker. The drum pattern I must have written in Reason and exported as an audio file. So I did all these picking guitar bits individually. So that's a bunch of layered guitars. So that song has like a nostalgia sort of feel to it. It sounds quite sad, and it has emotive qualities, I think, to it. So I want to bring that idea
that the chords have up to date a little bit, with a bit more of a backbone to the beat, a bit more of a skip or something like that, just so I can put words and place them into the rhythm of the beat and the track itself, so it doesn't detract from what's going on. Not that it has to be syncopated completely, but that I can speak words within a certain frame, within a certain bar, and maybe there's some room to tail off. So that's kind of where I'm up to with that track. It's essentially working on a demo at the moment. I'm feeling good about that. I might actually, the past few songs, like that Cody one and that first guitar track, I might just put them as a separate little demo just to get them out there, like like is always the plan. This Friday I'm planning on going into the studio space to get some spoken word vocals down, some pronounced verbal nonsense down over these guitar electronic beats. And I'm also going to be working with Nick on some more of the Medusa record for our project together as well. So it's going to be a bit of a double whammy. Might be a longer video though, if that's something that you're interested in. So just let me know down below. Yeah, let me know how your day's going. I'm really interested to know how you're getting on. If you're getting enough time for yourself to just chill out and relax as well, because self-care and wellness is very important, and it's really good that we're talking about that a lot more. So I haven't got too much more to say on the topic. It's just I wanted to share that demo with you today. Going to be back tomorrow. I'm not sure what I've got lined up in terms of video content. I'll figure out during the day. But yeah, thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it. I hope that you have a good day wherever you are in the world, and that you're taking care of yourself and the important people in your life. So until then, see you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Okay, I think my brain has just packed up and left. I've been working hard on reworking an old beat today. Just working out the various bits of picking and stuff. I'll show you a little bit more and talk a little bit more about it in a second. Hi, welcome to As Versus. Good to see you today. Hope that you're keeping as well as can be. Actually, I'm going to take my elbow off there because it'll probably cause the camera to be shaky. So I've got this old beat that I've been working on. It's everything I wrote in MIDI except for the actual drum loop itself, which it came from GarageBand as a free loop. I could probably write the drums in just fine, but it's just a placeholder for the most part and kind of stuck around. So this song is like a finger-picked type of song. It's moody. It's to go with a EP idea I have, where you have a deep space explorer exploring by himself. This is way before that Brad Pitt movie recently came out. This is like 2015 or something. I started working on this beat. So I'll show you a little bit of it. So I'll just change the camera around. Okay, that should be okay, right? So here's the beat. Acoustic guitar, finger picking, terrible vocal ideas that of me mumbling, so I'm not going to use that. Upright studio bass, some synth for the chorus here, double synth for the chorus, and the drum loop idea. Okay, the main pull is the finger picking thing I wrote. I'll show you what it looks like here on the piano roll so you can get a better idea. So it's all picking and stuff, but for those of you who prefer to read in the score, These are the notations here, so I'll just play it for you and you can see what I'm talking about. I'll move the binaural headphones a little bit closer as well. Acoustic guitar at the top. This is all MIDI, just with lots of effects. So that's the riff that continues through up until the chorus bit here. Sorry, I should use the cursor. I brought in a sweeping synth just to darken it up a little bit, the vibe, to make it moodier. And that's just... It almost sounds like a spaceman landing on a planet somewhere. That's what I hear with this track. And our chorus now. I like that snare loop. And that's the studio bass playing. Can you hear like a weird sound in it? Just developing the track a little bit more. Did you hear that? We go back to that again. Pretty cool, huh? It's this one. Sounds like a person tearing open a packet of crisps or something like that. Let me flip up the script. Or I should say camera view, not script. What am I talking about? I sound like an empty. I think that song's got a lot of potential. I hear a lot of bum 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 pulling and pushing with the vocal. So that's what I'm planning to do with it, really, to do that and make it work. I'm filming this video on a Monday to be uploaded and ready for you tomorrow, which will be today that you're watching it right now. Sorry. I just wanted to get this sorted in advance because I felt really excited. So there's that. Let me know what you think of it anyway. Drop me a comment. Let me know how your day's going because I'm always interested. Anyway, you take care of yourselves and each other, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.
When I think back to 18 years of age with a blister pack of rage and I'm prepped to play, I was built of mixed vegetables, lazy literature and lazier words. I was built of awkward guesses, awkward humor and verbs. I was built of calluses from carrying cabs and drums. Hell, I was built of calluses from being with the wrong ones. How selfish was that? It's unfortunate at most. Was a crooked lost actor living in lost hopes. Wrote some people off, gave me the needed perspective, allowed me to reflect on what they considered defective. Respect yourself enough to walk away from anything that no longer helps you grow or makes you happy. An end to all beginnings, forever I go. At the end of your life, you always reap what you sow. And I have no answers anymore. There's no answers, so come and bathe in these sores.
Hi guys, and welcome to As Versus good to see you today. Hope that you're keeping as well as can be on this very cold and wet day, at least here in the UK anyway. It's absolutely awful outside. I was so tempted to sleep in my coat last night. That's how cold it was. Was it the same for you at all? Cold where you were at? Just waiting for someone to come in saying that they're living in the South Tropics or something like that. Yeah, coffee in hand though, so can't go wrong at all. Oh, I do love a good black coffee. Hits the spot every time. Had a couple of messages about some more tour stories. One that comes to mind is the time me and DJ Nietzsche, my good friend Danny, oh gosh, we were in an electronic screamo band together, which was a mixture of like The Prodigy with every MySpace screamo band you could imagine. So, but not in a cool way at all, or in a commercial way at all. It was just a shambolic mess of creative and fun times, and it was really my days of infancy into booking gigs and stuff. This was just before the internet and booking shows via internet had really taken off. So, you know, that sort of MySpace sort of time. I think it was when Enter Shikari had really skyrocketed. No, they were just on the verge of skyrocketing. Really. Our music was nothing like that whatsoever. It was more big beat and breakbeat style stuff than anything else. Didn't have a drummer. It was just Nietzsche on electronics. My brother on guitar, me on screamed vocals, and we always used to wear like black tie, white shirt, suits, you know.
This tram is going to Terminal 1 for baggage claim, ground transportation, ticketing, and A to C and seating.
And I think back, I cringe, but you know what? Not too hard, because it was fun. I had a lot of enjoyable times with it. Anyway, this one time I'd booked this show through this promoter, Jim, down in South Wales in Cardiff to play. And what I didn't realise was that it was essentially an open mic night at a local Weatherspoons, or one of their chain pubs. And so our music was completely inappropriate for the event that was happening. So you can imagine like high energy screamed breakbeat noise, not too dissimilar to Atari Teenage Riot in some ways, going down to play the Jim Jam show. And the guy was completely lovely and completely accommodating. It was just completely mismatched, essentially. We went down there, drove down. It was quite a demoralising drive down, because I think the car broke. I had this idea of driving from North Wales all the way down to South Wales via the coast road. So we'd pass like the Rhaeadr, and we'd pass like Machynlleth, and we'd pass Aberystwyth and these type of places on the way down, past where the Royal Welsh is and stuff. And then we'd have a nice journey down, but it was like chocker with traffic. Car had issues, had to get the AA out to fix the car. Managed to get down there, rewarded ourselves with one of the a large curry, I think it was. And obviously we had immediate food coma from eating these large meals. I think that was about 4 o'clock or something. We'd left at like 7 in the morning to get down. Really, it should have only taken us about no more than 5 hours. So we had our curries and our Coca-Colas, and we were just like zonked, like completely flat out. Was not in the mood to exert any sort of show from our bones, you know. And then he comes in with the PA, and it's just the vocal PA, and we rely on a fairly decent, appropriately sized PA in order to play the beats through, because the beats and the carcass of the backing track is what powers our sound at that time. And it was incredibly tinny. All you could hear was the highs. You couldn't hear any bass at all from it, so it lost its impact immediately. And so in my genius thinking, I thought maybe we could tailor the set to the audience. I mean, as soon as we went into the venue, we could see that it was more of a commercial setting for people who were going out to enjoy a leisurely social drink rather than gig goers. So, and the other acts that were on were like funk bands and cool acoustic acts. They were all great bands. It's just that we stuck out like a sore thumb. And so I said, like, we tried like one or two more easygoing songs about 4 months prior, and I was like, Nietzsche, shall we just throw in a couple of more even-paced ones, and I'll attempt to put some rhyming couplets over it. We thought it was a good idea. We didn't even get a sound check. They just said, "Now live on stage," da 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 da, and we went on stage, well, into the corner of the venue. Set up our gear, so there was a complete anticlimax because we had to set everything up and check synth levels and backing track levels and stuff like that. And then we proceeded to play. We played like, what was it, like Love Steel and a couple of those ones, and people were like whispering to him to turn down the volume even more than what it was, and it had no impact whatsoever. So we tried the two unpracticed songs in the set, and I basically stood there with the mic, and I had like long hair, like long fringe and everything like that, with the mic in my hand, sort of like this 19 stone Welshman with Danny, who's on the laptop with his like face painted in like corpse paint, just stood there, and I was just like looking down, mumbling words, just like hand in the pocket, just like that, and then just like I was completely lost. I mean, I think we had our set cut short, so we only played like 4 songs, thankfully. And then we said to him, "Thank you so much for the opportunity." Realizing it was an open mic setup, so there'd been no money whatsoever, because of course I hadn't even thought to sort that out beforehand, and proceeded to drive a demoralizing 5-6 hours back up to North Wales. Oh gosh, I think we stopped at one of the service stations along the way, you know, those super expensive service stations, which is basically every single one these days, right, where you had to pay like £5 for a sandwich. That's probably no more than a couple of quid normally. So that was rubbish. But a good experience, because I learned then that I should definitely have a list of things that I need to do before booking shows in future, like completely check out the promoter's style of shows that they put on, the venue, the PA, the chance of some petrol money, the logistics of parking. Oh, that's such a big one. Finding a decent parking space, especially in Cardiff at that time, it was very difficult. Usually you're okay if you arrive in your city of that you're going to play that night after sort of 6 o'clock. Normally parking restrictions lessen somewhat, but always have spare money on hand if you need to like pay for a national car park or something like that. It's just for peace of mind. And if you're carrying a lot of equipment, it's also important that you have like a national car park or a car park that's being watched by security, so you don't get your stuff broken into, which has happened to a few friends' bands over the years. I don't think it's happened to us, although we did in Huddersfield have our van towed away completely because they were doing roadworks on the road that we parked our van on overnight. So that was quite a shock, waking up in the morning ready to go on to Dundee or Aberdeen, panicking, trying to find our vehicle. It was very worrying. We got the van back and we managed to get up to beautiful Aberdeen, Dundee way. You have very beautiful, soft Scottish accents up that way as well. It's very different from my North Walian accent, where it tends to be quite guttural down this way, where we roll our R's a lot more. But up that way, it sounds like music to me, almost, you know. Yeah. Oh gosh, so many tour stories. So many tour stories, and so many bits of information to share with you as well. But I'll probably just cap it here for this video, if that's cool with you guys. I could just ramble forever at you, but yeah, I'll cap it there for now. And I have to be cognizant of the fact that I've probably told particular stories before, and I don't want to go over the same stories as well. So there is that as well. Okay. I can hear shouting outside, so that must mean it's time to bring the video to a close, I think. Yeah, I think people are on their lunch breaks. So, appreciate you stopping by. I hope that you have a good day wherever you are in the world. I hope that you have some nicer weather than what we're having here right now, and that you're taking care of yourself and the important people in your life. So please let me know in a comment down below, a like, a subscription perhaps, if this video brings you any value. And don't be afraid to let me know if there's anything I could do to tailor the video a bit more to bring you more value. If you want some more tips in terms of touring or things like that, or if you're a first-time touring band, please let me know. I've done quite a bit of it, and I can always impart a little bit of information. Also, apologies for the lighting coming in and out as well. I've got the blinds open and the light above me. I should have stuck the soft light on, but that's what happens when it reflects off your bald head. Okay, thanks for stopping by. I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye bye. Revolt, I wonder what it's all about. From macro to micro, and I was ousted out. Although back in me was Ezekiel, and for a minute I was worried about not being sent straight to hell. But paradise ain't lost, no, it's been found in the disease, the lung of this harbour town. My words are beyond thematic. It's like Kruger in your nightmares because we're all connected. So if ignorance is bliss and living in bliss is ignorance, try and barricade yourself against a barrage of thanks. We're all masters of cold showers. In mass abundance, the conflict of art is way too apparent. I call you a closing song and you can have this. My life is like a coffin because I'm nailing it. It's hope that buys us form in the time of a kiss, and your heart is the muscle the size of a fist. What did I miss? Bliss. Hi guys, welcome to As Versus. Good to see you today. Hope that you're keeping as well as can be on this incredibly cold winter day. This winter Thursday. My hands are cracking up. I've got like old man hands. You can see where it's starting to like crack from the cold and whatnot. Excuse me a second. So put that down so it doesn't shake the camera too much. Yeah, listen to the new Kitty and the Pom Poms song today. I heard that you were on the news. I heard I was on the news, I think. So good. Sounds like got a backbeat of boom, 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 and just like this classic pop vocal over it. It's amazing. I've had it on repeat. I must have played it like 90 times already. Let me know if you ever listened to Kitty Pryde back in the day, especially Riff Raff and that Orion's Belt track. I like a few of her tracks and stuff, but I really like what she's doing with the pom-pom stuff. It's got experimental noise sounds to it, and it's really cool. Awesome to see that artist develop. Piece of advice today: be fairly selfish in your pursuit of your goal. Though the goal may change, be fairly selfish in the pursuit of that goal, because if you don't, it will have an impact on your morale massively and your outlook on life and all that various stuff. So consider it. Going into the studio tomorrow. Going in tomorrow. Feeling good about it. We'll be meeting up with Nick. I'll be taking the cameras along. I'll be taking the Activian along with us as well. And I need to change the batteries for this actually, but I've got the Tascam as well I'll be taking along. So we'll be filming on this one, on the Activian, a few bits and pieces just to make it work. God, I cannot wait to gig again. Like, imagine having your breathing severely restricted. It's kind of like that. And I always like the idea of making my own future in a lot of ways, you know. I don't like to leave my future choices up to others per se. I kind of like to make my own fortune and future happen, really, unless I become infirmed. But yeah, there is that. But yeah, excited about tomorrow. Went off on a bit of a tangent then. I apologise. How are you? How are you doing? Are you okay? Yes, tomorrow the plan is to get some guitar stuff down. The plan is to get some vocal stuff with Nick down. The plan is to breaking my voice a little bit and to get some vocal ideas down. I just am so eager to do that. Okay, I'm going to stop waffling on. I just wanted to check in quickly with you. I'm not organising my thoughts too well today, so I'm going to spend some time just getting myself back on track, and should have a quite a nice video to get into tomorrow anyway. So thanks for stopping by. I'll see you tomorrow. You take care of yourselves and the important people in life. Bye bye. Hi guys, good to see you today. Hope that you're keeping as well as can be. Thanks for stopping by. We're back in the studio today and we are working on this single, and Nick's currently in there working his very hardest to get some vocals down, and he's doing an incredibly good job of it as well. So I'm just waiting out here so he can get into that headspace, and it's nice to be in here. It's nice to be creating, you know. I'm going to set up the Activion camera in a little bit, and then we'll get that overlooking the room, and we'll drop in some cuts on that as well. I'm curious to know how many of you have spent time in the studio, and what was your experience of the studio like? What sort of genre of music do you make? What is your musical passion? Please let me know in the comments down below, because I love connecting with you and I love hearing your stories as well. We're a big tribe built up on stories, aren't we? So yeah, but right now we're just demoing stuff, and as you can see, Nick is in there, he's hard at work. So that's exactly what we're doing currently. We've got all these layers of outboard gear here. We've got the effects processors and, oh goodness me, compressors, and I've never noticed that before. We actually have an SVT bass preamp here as well. That'd be good to record live bass with as well. Patch bass down there as well. So yeah, so that's generally what we're doing right now. It's just recording, getting some stuff down. So this record itself is going to be 10 songs, absolutely 10 songs of electronica. It's not going to have too much trashiness in it this time, any sort of digital trash. Maybe on the next release or something, maybe I'll do like a happy hardcore dance track album next or something like that. But for now, I'm just really wanting to delve into melody a little bit within what we do, and I feel like the direction, the way that things are going with the input from Nick, it's kind of taken us on a more melodic path together, and it's so good to get like his guitar bits down on top as well. So we're going to be mixing a little bit of that organic, we hear that so often, organic sound and electronic sound together. So it's exciting, it's very exciting. Quite often it's easy enough to do like an EP or something like that, so it's quite nice to do a full length and to bring value to the listener with a lot of tracks. So that's the idea. So I've invaded Nick's space for a second just to ask him what we've been going through so far in terms of building this song, and where it's come from. Nick, is it okay if I put you on the spot for a second?
Yeah, that's good, man. Just yeah, the bass track really we started with, didn't we?
Yeah.
You gave me a title, kind of a concept to work with, so we sat, kind of padded out the concept, the concept of the song, really came up with some nice lyrics. Last week before that, we nailed down the structure of it all.
Yeah.
So yeah, now we're just trying to get down some proper solid takes.
Yeah.
Hopefully the voice holds out.
I have no doubt.
Yeah, I think we'll do okay. That first take went okay. A couple of shaky moments, but I think we'll do alright. Yeah.
That's cool. So just to bring the viewer some value, the process that we're going through at the moment is to not cough on camera, to come up with the concept, to demo it, to make the mistakes so that we can find the weak spots, identify them and strengthen them, to keep going over and over and until we're finally ready and refined. As Nick was just saying, placements, vocal placements are something that we've nailed in the last session. Now it's just about getting some true takes through, really. So that's been our process, and I hope that you, the viewer, are able to relate to that in some way. I'd be curious to know what you do in terms of your recording process or your vocal recording process. Please let me know, because it's good to just feedback off one another as well, because quite often we kind of, I guess, not stumble in blindly to it, but it's completely open to experimentation.
Exactly. That's best approach. Seems to work well for us, doesn't it? So yeah, just play about, no judgments. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and that's the biggest thing. Like Nick was just saying, that no judgments, because it's all fun on some level. So I'm going to stop hashing Nick's vibe and to get out of this space for a second. What do we have down here? I spot a Sound City guitar amp, 120 watt beauty that's in need of some cosmetic care. I'm going to use that, I think, on some guitar stuff eventually. Yeah, that would be kind of fun to use.
History is your closest family member, like a memory that's too raw to touch, usually lies on a bed of thorns, prefers to be with its brother hope. I can't hide any more in the past, but what if history was just a painter? Would I be worthy of this canvas? Would I be worthy of these words? Time chooses who you keep in your life. Heart chooses who you keep in mind. Love chooses whose heart's your life. You held so much pain behind those eyes. Of everything I could have ever been, give me a shovel, I will dig my own escape. The worst of you is here in my skin. I'll never say goodbye, just good night. And you are everything to everyone. If history was a painter, please let me be this beating heart. If history is a tale, please let me tell the truth with the words they deserve. Hi guys, welcome to As Verses. Good to see you today. Thanks for bearing with me. I was trying to recite an old one from a while ago called Ghost Games. It's kind of impromptu, kind of relaxing back at the moment. Just shaved my head down a little bit. Apologies about the grainy footage, but I don't want to miss out on the opportunity to upload to you. So the session yesterday got cut short, so managed to get Nick's main vocal down, Nick's low vocals down, and I just need to be able to get Nick's high vocals, and then I've got a bunch to mix with and to mess around with. And then we're going to move on to the rest of the album, which is going to be more shouted vocals type of thing. So that's the plan for that one, really. So there is progress being made on this record. It's just I wanted to get all the clean vocals and stuff out of the way first before we got into the meat of the rest of the tracks. All instrumentals, beats are all finished. I usually finish the beats and whatnot up within sort of like, I don't know, a month maybe at most, especially when I'm riding on a certain wave of inspiration. So, and I come from music from a structural standpoint. I'm kind of curious to know where you come from when you're creating music, because to me, I have to structure everything. You know, I have to have like the first opening section, the verse, the chorus hook, the middle eighth. Not always, but I like to come from that sort of a structure. It has to have drums, bass, a guitar or a synth, and vocals and stuff like that. Not always, but that's traditionally where I come from, and that seems to work quite well for me in terms of navigating my way through. And I find the small bits and accents within the music to really experiment on. So I like to get like an idea of where my boundary is in the song, and then to hone in on like specific parts and to bring out the magic. For example, writing a drum track like you've seen in earlier vlogs, I like to hone in on like the drum fills on every bar, so that it changes it up, so that there's a different like snare roll, or there's a different tom hit or a different cymbal hit or something like that, just to make it more interesting and more human an experience. Even though we're using inhuman means of making music, i.e. automated and MIDI and synthesized sounds. So that's kind of how I approach making music. Essentially, from a structured standpoint. I hope that this video brings you value, because I'd like to hear back how you approach music. And if you're a beginner at approaching music, those might be some things to consider. Having a traditional structure to your song, maybe having drums, bass, synthesizers, guitars, vocals, however. But there's no set rule to how you create. I'm just explaining to you how I create, in the hopes that maybe you might be able to relate to it. So yeah, there's that. Let me know if that's something that you can relate to, has brought you value in any way. And I hope that you have a good day, a good weekend, a good Saturday wherever you are in the world, and I'll see you in the next vlog, my friend. So you take care of yourself and the important people in your life, and I will continue to shine my head. Take care. Bye-bye. Hi guys, and welcome to As Versus. Good to see you today. Hope that you're keeping as well as can be. Pro tips for touring musicians coming right in at you in the hopes of bringing you some value in this vlog. Always bring plenty of spare pairs of socks and underwear. Towels, bring enough towels with you. Take advantage of attending to your personal care often and as much as possible. Shower, toothbrush, all the usual stuff. bring the antibacterial wipes with you, because you never know when you might need them. They are really helpful, especially in the heat of the summertime. Antibacterial gel, also good if you smoke. Make sure that you have your needs met outside of the communal area where the other people might be in the touring van, shall we say. It's a polite way of putting it. Just be cognizant of the fact that when you're sharing a space with a bunch of people, everyone's in for the long haul, so try and make it as comfortable as you can for yourself and the other people, and that applies to the whole group, really, the whole tribe, when you're on the road together. Those are the ones that immediately jumped up at me that I could possibly bring you a little bit of value through this vlog today. Not too much to report other than that. Currently just going through this weekend as smoothly as possible. I've been working on the mixes for Nick a little bit. Still some work to go. Massive amount of work, really, on my side, to have that sense of continuity throughout the track. So I'm kind of working that out a little bit. I don't think I'll be able to get in the studio this week. I'm hopefully going down to see a gig in London towards the end of the week, so I'll be sure to vlog a little bit of that as well. It's a new wave band. I'm looking forward to seeing them. So I'll try and get some clips of the gig, but I don't want to have any copyright infringements, so I'll probably just film a little bit and maybe narrate a little bit over it there afterwards or something like that. All music and stuff that you hear on the channel is all stuff that I write from scratch myself as well, although I imagine I'll have to navigate that with YouTube eventually. But yeah, that's just some thoughts that I had coming to my head right now. I'm slowly getting there with the prose poetry stuff. I had a couple of run-throughs of stuff. When I mean stuff, I had a couple of run-through tracks with potential vocal patterns, and I'm kind of liking what's coming together. I cannot wait to set up in the studio so you guys can hear a little bit of that as well. I think we're a long way off, but the building blocks are going into place, and that's very exciting, really. I'm kind of interested whether you have any creative endeavors yourself outside of music. If so, what are they? And if you could let me know in the comment section down below, that would be really cool to engage in that conversation with you. I always enjoy visual art and like illustrative work and stuff like that, but I'm terrible with my hand when it comes to drawing or painting or anything like that. My brother's a fantastic painter, fine artist, muralist, but I've never been too good at it myself. Whenever I have attempted, it's always been for my own enjoyment, really. Never to actually do something and put it out there, so to speak. Music's always been my forte. I think in this day and age, actually, it would be really wise to teach kids the use of applications that are relevant to their interests, so like Photoshop or Ableton or Excel, depending which route they go down. I think they should be teaching those things a lot earlier on in life, Final Cut Pro, that type of thing, because it's become a lot more instrumental in life and business in creative ways these days. I think everyone has some sort of editor on some level, so those are my thoughts. I just wanted to share them with you briefly. Longer vlogs coming back very soon. I hope that you have a good day wherever you are, and that you're taking care of yourself and the important people in your life. So I'll see you tomorrow, I guess. Okay, see you then. Take care. Bye bye now. Hi guys, and welcome to As Versus. I hope that you're keeping as well as can be. I was hoping to drop some free verse stuff on you today, but it's not complete in any way, shape or form. Oh, if you do want to see any works or emotion in terms of prose and poetry, I upload daily to Instagram and TikTok, so that stuff can be found there, and it's linked up to Facebook and Twitter, all the social media except Snapchat. Never got into that. Really didn't find much of a use for it in terms of creative endeavors, really. So so again, in the interest of bringing you some value today, I want to go through a few beginner tips for those who might be entering into the recording studio process. The recording studio process, or the recording process, is different for every single one of us that goes into there. Usually your monetary budget dictates the way that things are, and as a beginner band, which is what this vlog is aimed at, really, budgets can be quite tight. I mean, here in the UK, you can spend thousands upon thousands on just an EP's worth of music, or and I can't even imagine what it must be like for a 10-track album or something like that now. But if you're on a tight budget, you need to think about time-saving ways to maximize the amount of time that you have in the studio, so that it's productive for you and that you get the best results out of the time that's available. So you want to always be respectful of your environment, always have good timekeeping skills. So if the studio session is booked from 9 till 5, be prompt, be on time, and don't go over your time at all, because it can damage your relationship with the studio if you want to go back for further work. And quite often what I've seen in the past is that studios talk to one another, and if you don't conduct yourself well with timekeeping, that can put off other studios from working with you. So yes, there is that. Practice your songs before you go into the studio. Get them down like muscle memory, just practice your vocals, your guitars, your drum beats, everything till you're tight as anything as a band, and then go into record, because there's nothing worse than turning up at the studio session with half finished ideas and things not being completed at the end of your recording experience. Be comfortable with the fact that if you are in a band and you are beginning to record, people are going to have different inputs into the way that things sound overall. So be comfortable with learning compromise. The overall sound and feel of the record is going to be dictated by various personalities. So try and find that middle ground of the sound that you're looking for. Used to happen quite a lot in various bands over the years, and it can be quite demoralizing when you have a set idea in your head of how it should sound and it doesn't sound like that. So go in there with an open mind and an open heart, and the ability to hear other people's opinions as well. if it's for the greater good of the song, then that can only be a good thing. There are so many topics to cover when you go into the studio. Yeah, don't leave rubbish around. Don't try to avoid eating or drinking around expensive equipment. Be respectful of the equipment. I mean, sometimes you might be lending equipment if you're in that position, so always make sure to use that equipment with the utmost respect. Try not to invite a bunch of friends along to clutter the creative headspace that is being created in the studio. So try to minimize the amount of hangers-on you have. I know it might feel good to begin with, and it might give you that sense of that rock star sense of something going on, but what the recording studio process requires most is focus, and it's a little bit difficult to do when you have distractions like friends, big groups of friends hanging around who aren't really contributing to the creative process. It's a bit different if, for example, you're recording like gang chant vocals for a piece of your music, but really you want the key creative people in there to do their jobs. Take your time with the mixing process, as much time as possible. Obviously, leave a set amount of time for mixing, mastering, and whatnot, because it can take a lot longer than you realize. So take these things into account before going into the studio. Perhaps come to the studio with a palette of different like a mood board of different sounds and bands and the way that they're produced, and so that the producer, the engineer, the mixer, masterer have a sense of where you might want to take your music. That's not always the case, but it just helps a little bit more. It's like a little navigational tool that can be really beneficial and really helpful. Okay, I could probably ramble on for another 50 minutes on this stuff, but with it being a daily vlog, I gotta get this up to you just in time. So if you want more of this sort of thing, let me know in the comments down below. Oh, also let me know what's been your most enjoyable recording studio experience, if you've partaken in one. I think the one for me was probably Maida Vale, the rock show, BBC Radio 1 rock show live sessions. That was incredibly enjoyable, but incredibly stressful at the same time because of the pressure. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to leave this video here and just wish you a great day wherever you are in the world, and I hope that you're taking care of yourself as best you can and the important people in your life. So thank you so much for stopping by. See you in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye. Hi guys, good to see you and welcome to As Versus. I hope that you're keeping as well as can be, and I thank you for stopping by on this very cold Tuesday, at least here in the UK anyway. Coffee in hand as always. So what I want to do today is to go through my live setup from the laptop. I received a message asking what the laptop does in a live gig setting. As you might have seen from some earlier vlogs between me and Nick, I'm just going to break that down quickly for you and go through the applications that I use on the laptop, the purpose of the laptop, and how it's been of benefit to me using the laptop. So just to give a bit of context for those who might be new to the channel, I make music in a variety of bands, live bands with live instruments, drums, etc. I also make electronic music as part of an electronic noise duo with my friend Nick, and I also make electronic prose music as well, which I'm starting to, which is the main focus of this channel. And in some of the vlogs I've featured some of our performances that myself and Nick have been in. I've had some people ask what is the role of the laptop, because more often than not it will be Nick and myself, Nick controlling the laptop and doing backup vocals, and me doing main vocals. So the laptop is the third band member essentially, and for years and years I have jammed with various musicians, but there's never been anything more reliable than the use of electronic gear when it doesn't break down. If you catch my drift, or you don't lose your files or anything like that. So yeah, the electronic gear is also prone to its problems as well. But I found using the laptop to be the most reliable method for me to tour and gig. It's completely compact. I can store all of my work on said laptop, and all of my beats and performance projects, and it's good to go. I can rock shows just by myself, but I much prefer to rock shows with Nick, with him at the helm, controlling the laptop. So that's what I'll probably move on to next, and I might flip up the screen view so you can see what I'm talking about, but I'll do that in a sec, because the laptop chiefly plays the backing tracks, essentially the carcass of the beats. So I'll write a record, or I'll write an album, or I'll write a song, and then I will remix it for live use. Not drastically, but I might remove some elements that are in the album version, or change the rhythm up a little bit, so that it's purpose built for live use. And then I will put, in some cases I'll even strip some of the tracks down to just their drums alone, and Nick can perform the other instruments on top from the laptop, and I'll show you how that's done in a sec. So so I chiefly use iTunes because I'm using I have been using an Apple Mac for such a long time, and it served me really well. It's been the most reliable of technologies that I've used so far, so I tend to stick with that. And I chiefly use iTunes to play the live mixes through, so I will create a small playlist in iTunes for the live set, and they will be lined up and ready to go when it comes to performing. And then I will open up GarageBand with it. I've tried various applications over the years, a lot of fun with various built-in or add-on synths and samplers and stuff like that. I've also used a range of hardware in the live environment alongside the laptop, but I find for ease of use when it comes to touring and not getting your gear stolen or lost, it's easier to just have everything, all your sounds on a laptop, and have that strapped to you at all times unless someone holds you up at gunpoint or something like that. And even then I have a backup on another device, an MP3 player, just in case, hidden away elsewhere but nearby. So that is the function of the laptop. It's the third band member in a lot of ways, or it's the additional band member that will perform your backing tracks essentially. And then I use GarageBand because it's built in and it's free to play additional synthesized sounds, to play additional drum sounds, to play additional bass sounds, whatever is able to be manipulated essentially, is how it works with this setup. I used to use a Chaos Pad as well. You might have seen it from an earlier vlog as well. I reacquired it quite recently, and I used to send the music through the laptop and into the PA. But I tried to cut down on as much gear to carry around with me, hence why the laptop's great. So yeah, I'll change up the view for a second. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay, and we're recording again. So I have live set 2 up on screen here. Normally I'll have like 2 or 3 different GarageBand files, live set 1, live set 2, live set 3, depending on the type of vibe that's happening and whatnot. So down the side here I have synths specific for each song, and in case something goes wrong with iTunes at any point, I have a backing drum or a synth drum or something here that will play some background loops and whatnot. Oh, here we go. Yeah, I think there's a apologies, let me turn the volume up here. So I'll have something in the background playing at least, so it's not dead air, so to speak. So a lot of people use MIDI controllers to manipulate the sounds off their applications or off their it's not a DAW, it's just off their GarageBand type of devices, sequencer maybe of sorts, I don't know. Anyway, the word evades me. But what I tend to do is, because I like to minimize the hardware, like I just mentioned, I'll just go into the window pane here and open up the musical typing key. And so we can actually play the notes off the keyboard itself. So if I select like number 2 Ghost Games here, I can manipulate the sounds and I can actually type them onto the keyboard. And you get the idea. Change it over to something odd here. Oh, fat synth sounds. So that's what the GarageBand app serves for us. So as you can see, our live setup consists of a laptop running both iTunes and GarageBand. iTunes to play the backing tracks, GarageBand to play the additional synths and samples on top. So Nick is able to have as much interaction as possible rather than just standing there and nodding his head with his hands in his pockets. He also does backing vocal as well. So I just wanted to break that down quickly for you. If you make electronic music, or if you perform electronic music in a live capacity, could you please let me know down below what your setup is? I'm sure it's far more comprehensive and more in-depth than mine, but I like to hear about other people's setups, because I've seen some incredible stuff over the years, and I've experimented quite a lot over the years with having like racks of synths on stage. It was just me, and I had like 2 sets of synths, like 2 racks of synths on either side of me at the time, and it was cool to do. But breaking down gear and setting up gear when it's by yourself is incredibly stressful. So hence why I went for the laptop method. And if you could tell me how many times I've said laptop in this video, That would be great as well. Anyway, I'm going to stop it there. I hope that you have a great day wherever you are in the world, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care of yourselves and the important people in your life. Bye-bye now. Hi guys, and welcome to As Versus. Good to see you today. Hope that you're keeping as well as can be on this still incredibly cold winter day, at least here in the UK. I know some people, some friends across the ocean are experiencing very hot and humid weather right now, and I hope that things improve drastically. And of course, if you want to send some of that weather our way, we would be very grateful of it, or at least I would be very grateful of it. I've just been walking around and I've seen a lot of Christmas markets and stuff starting up, which had me thinking about this whole Vlogmas thing, and that I'm going to be participating in whatever Vlogmas is, some version of Christmas vlogging, I assume. As I'll attempt to have more of a Christmas theme maybe for the month. So each day, each vlog will have more of a Christmas sort of feel to it. Maybe we could create a Christmas song together, I was thinking as well. Let me know what you think about that. Could write some Christmas poetry together about old Saint Nick or something like that. Which is funny because that's the stage name I give Nick when we perform live. I call him Saint Nick because he brings a gift every time he touches the beats. It's so cheesy, but we always have so much fun when we do it, so that's like whatever. Going down to a gig in London tomorrow night to see that new wave band, so I'm going to bring plenty of power packs and things of that nature so that we can make stuff work. I might narrate it or something afterwards. Sorry guys, I'm not being abducted. There's a car that's pulled over in front of me, not UFOs. Sorry about that guys, I just had to stop for a second because the lights were a little bit distracting. So yeah, the plan is to get down to London and go and see the show, maybe find a hotel or something like that. Yeah, have a nice time. I'll take power packs and vlog some of it if I can, hopefully. We'll see as we go, but I'm excited to do it because gosh, I haven't really had a proper evening off in a while, so that should be kind of fun to do. Of course, there should be some good people there as well, a good community of people as well at the show. Sort of a new wave type of band called Softkill, and yeah, just really excited to go and see them. So that should be good, and hopefully get some nice food as well while we're down there. It's nice to change up the scenery as well. I think the last time we went down there was for the Arctangent Festival, when we went to record the music video with my friend Morgan, and there was Nick and the Wolf Mama, and we all went down together. So should be good to do this again. So I'll attempt to get something uploaded tomorrow night as quick. It might be like a quickish thing, well, because I'll collect as much footage and then edit that down so it's a bit more cohesive and get that up for another video. So I'll still continue to check in with you, but they might be kind of quick 5-minute vlog type of videos. But yeah, I just don't want to miss out on uploading and saying hey. So there's that. Essentially is what it boils down to. Hey, let me know how your day's going, and please let me know what your plans are for the weekend, because I'm always interested to hear about how you're getting on as well. I haven't really got any tips to impart today, so I'll keep it relatively short. I haven't got any poetry or prose to bring to the table that might be suitable. Sometimes YouTube can pick up on certain words or phrases which you use to express a feeling in poetry and prose, and can be taken in the wrong way, so I have to be quite cognizant of that as well. So a lot of the poetry and prose is posted up to Instagram, and it's often just fighting internal struggles, I think, more than anything to do with the external world. But I don't know, YouTube's algorithm might not always see it that way, so I have to be a bit picky about what bits I post up now, I think. So yeah, so that's about it. I hope that you keep well. I hope that the people that you care about keep well, and I hope that you all take care of one another, and I'll see you in the next vlog. Cheers. Thank you. Bye. Hi guys. Welcome to As Versus. Good to see you today. Hope that you're keeping well. I'm going to be narrating this for you. My trip down to London with Wolf Mama. So, yeah, it was an incredibly great trip all round. We went down to see a band called Slow Crush and Soft Kill. 2 bands, sorry. And many rooms supported, and they were great. And we had the opportunity to have a look around Camden in London. Here's the Camden Market. We stayed in a lovely hotel, and it was all around lovely. Ate some lovely food. Had some Voodoo Ray's pizza from Dalston. That was really cool. So yeah, it was really, really cool. Apologies on the delay in terms of uploads. I just needed a couple of days to decompress, so thanks for bearing with me on that as well. It was so inspiring. The venue was called the New Cross Inn, and there was a lot of touring bands that were going through there, and they had a really cool setup. It was like a floor show. It wasn't like a floor show, it was a floor show, and there were no barriers or anything like that, and it was such a cool vibe to the place. And yeah, an overall great trip, to be honest with you. The sound was fantastic. Yeah, awesome. So yeah, so we explored around Camden here, a little bit around the Camden markets, because we hadn't really had an opportunity to go and get some food. So Wolf Mama suggested that we get some noodles, and that sounded pretty awesome to me. You could probably eat without actually having to pay, because they were offering so many samplers, food samples everywhere you went, really, in one way. So that might be a food hack for you. Oh dear me. So yeah, we went for the most, Wolf Mama went for the most vegan-esque option in terms of noodles and stuff like that. So she had a great big batch of broccoli and cauliflower and things of that nature. So yeah, the drive down itself wasn't so great though. I think it ended up taking us about 7 hours in total, when it should have only taken us about 4. There was so much traffic on the road. So one bit of value, if I can bring to the touring musicians out there, is always leave with plenty of time wherever you need to go. You're less stressed. You're less inclined to feel under pressure if you leave with plenty of time. Always leave with a good couple of hours. It's better to be early and to have a chance to chill out, stretch your legs, grab some food, than to be late and having to be in a rush to set up. I think one time we were supporting Gallows in Norfolk or something, and we were driving from North Wales down there to Norfolk to support them, and it was our first day on the show, on the tour with them, and goodness me, we arrived just in time for doors. So doors were just opening. We hadn't even line checked. We just had a quick one on stage, and then went straight on, totally unprepared. The show went terrible because we hadn't had the feel of the sound, the feel of the actual stage, hadn't had a chance to set up our merchandise, so we didn't have a place at all. It was absolutely abysmal. So always make sure that you leave with plenty of time so that you can comfortably and in a relaxed manner get set up for your shows. I cannot emphasize that enough. If you think it's going to take a set amount of time, always add on 2 or 3 hours on top for your own peace of mind. At least then you can fill the spare time with food, with some tourist stuff, with some relaxation, some headspace, whatever. I'd rather have that than have to turn up like right before. Just my own opinion, I hope that brings you some value. But yeah, as you can see from the marketplace, it was absolutely chock-a-block with people, and it was a sprawling maze of different outlets, so to speak. I had ventured briefly before in the past to Camden, but me and Wolfmama really sort of went round the houses, so to speak, having a good look around at all the different places. There was so much to take on board, and there was so many options that it just became like a bit overwhelming. Really, it became a bit overwhelming because we wanted to purchase something, but we didn't know what at all because there's so many options. In the end, I think we ended up buying a tote bag, like a record bag to put your vinyl records into, from an independent artist. Wolfman is forever supporting independent artists, and you can check out her Instagram to see the picture of the tote itself. I believe the artist was called Camden Supernova. Really good artist, making some cool stuff, and more power to that person. Yeah, it was just crazy. I mean, all the way down there was just like shops upon shops upon shops upon shops. So much choice. Like I can imagine that you would do really well money-wise in the height of the summertime or the height of your Christmas time, because there's just so much on offer, really. I mean, yeah, it was cool, and food-wise as well, not just like clothes and items to purchase. Food-wise, there was so many places, so many vegan places compared to when I went there last in like pre-2015. I mean, it's 2019 now, but in 2015 I don't remember there being as many vegan places as there are now, and that was really cool in terms of options. I mean, I'm not too fussy in terms of diet. I will pretty much eat anything, so but it's cool to have the options, especially when you're on tour. That's another tour tip. If you can, try and eat vegan when you're on tour. It just helps, I think, especially in terms of some level of worry about meat and meat being sourced and whatnot. I always found that it reduced my anxieties and apprehensions to have a vegan diet on the road. It's just a psychological leverage thing for myself, essentially. Okay, so here we are going down the escalator now to the show. And here's Slow Crush playing and doing an amazing job as well. They created soundscapes that was similar to like My Vitriol from back in the day, those that might remember that. And that was what were they called? Soft Kill, sorry. Playing some awesome riffs, just like right up my street of like new wave dark gothic sort of music. It was really cool, really enjoyed it. And of course some Voodoo Rays as well in the rain. We were pretty hungry after the show, so we took a drive over to Dalston and picked up some Voodoo Rays, which was delicious. And myself and Wolf Mama headed back after our night there in London. So thank you for stopping by, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Have you had a nice trip?
It's been raining really good. We had a nice trip.
Hi guys, welcome to Asbus. It's good to see you today. So, super inspired from my trip to London. I had this creepy vibe of a piano part that I wanted to get down, so I revisited an old beat and reworked some of the piano sounds in it, and it's sounding a lot more sinister now. I wanted to write a beat that didn't have a chorus, that just had like an intro, verse, bridge, middle eighth, second verse, second bridge, and so it's 2 parts divided by a respite section. So one half's like a verse and a build up, then the breather, then the second verse and build up, and then it ends. I'll change views in a second so I can show you what I'm running through and everything. So here we... Okay, cool. So we have the built-in looped drums, and these belong to GarageBand, free to use, etc. And then I played in all these various parts here ages and ages ago, like 2015 or something, maybe even a bit later, like 2016. I kept them to one side and have just kind of reworked a few bits and pieces. So I'll just show you quickly what everything is. There we go. I'll just turn that there so you can see a little bit better. There we go. Thanks for bearing with me. So we've got the keys, analog synth 1, analog synth 2, and this comes in for the bridge part. So we've got the introduction here, verse here in this part here, the bridge build up where it gets super sinister, the respite section, and then the same on the other side there, and then the little outro end bit. So we've got the keys, the analog synth for here, analog synth 2 here, ambient sound running all the way through, bass here, introspective keys for the middle bit. It's super saccharine, super sweet. I just wanted to juxtapose the sinister and brooding nature of this beat here. And then we have just a standard GarageBand loop for now until I write the drums in myself. So you can hear it. Come a bit closer because I'm using the binaural headset. The binaural mic headset, I should say. So this kind of sets the tone. I was listening to a lot of Cage Kennels as well. Tempo's 85, as you can see there. There we go. So you can hear the skip of the beat. Here we are. Just I wrote that keys just randomly, and then I slotted it onto the actual hits on the MIDI properly. So it was just a very short thing, messing around. I now listen to the synths when they kick in, the 2 big synths. So that will go left and right when it comes in. And then, so it's super sinister. I could do a lot of yelped, shouty parts for this bit. I was thinking I need to sort out the drums though, I think. I need to make the drums sound a bit more epic, for whatever epic means. And here we go, coming into the saccharine part here now. Yee. I really like that. So it's like a chord, like a triad. I don't know much in terms of keys and piano, but I know triads a little bit. I translate what I play in guitar and bass onto pianos. I need to sort out like a thing to come back into there, like an exciting part, like a boom or something like that. See if we've got a boom here in the loop section. Boom. That's cool. I'll use that and I'll reverse it. Check this out. So I've just literally dragged that out of the loop section there. Let me stretch it out. Yeah, so I've literally dragged that out of the loop section. So what I'm going to do here is a cool little tip. You know, it starts with the boom, but I want the song to build up to the boom. So I want to go boom. So I click on there, and I go up to the top left-hand corner where the scissors are here. Click on the scissors. Bring this up so you can see a little bit better. And if you can see here, there's a reverse playback button. Click that. And now it's swapped it around. let me swap up the view a bit better. There you go. So you can see it's swapped it around. So I can just line it up with when the track comes back in. I might put a few little bits of percussion in there just to pad it out a bit. You can kind of hear what's going on. It's not quite there yet. It's not quite there yet, but it's getting there. This is funny. Okay, I'll try to. Okay. Well, you get the idea of what I'm trying to do anyway. What I'd normally do is I'd add a few extra bits of in the bottom left-hand corner. I'd add like effects down here as well, like loads of reverb and so it's like has more presence. But obviously, I'm just showing you something on off the cuff right now. I definitely dialed down that reverb quite a lot, but you get the idea. I think I can hear my washing finishing, so I'm going to bring this video to an end. Hang on, let me flip the view up. So yeah, that's a new song in progress. I guess I'm going to try and put some vocals down. So that's quite. I'm not happy with the drum loop on that. I'm going to write my own drums in. But yeah, it has potential. What do you guys think? Do you think it has potential, or is it let me know in the comments if this video has brought you any value. Consider a like, consider a subscribe, and I hope that you have a great day. I'll see you soon. Take care of yourself. Bye bye. I've been practicing smiling again today. I'm starting to get better at it. 6'2" and I share the same luggage as you, but maybe until then I'll sort my stoop out. Maybe I'll buy myself a little respite on Brighton Pier. Heaven knows and hell will concur. There's enough distraction when you're travelling places but can't quite leave yourself. And how I've starved for the nourishment of a good conversation. I have my ways, and I'm not giving the critic in me any grounds for divorce this time. You see that complacency fathers friends, and knowing where she places her hands on my neck tells me I can't keep going back. I used to be so good at turning my hand to most things that these days I turn my back on most things. These days I turn my back on most things. These days I turn my back on most things. Hi guys, good to see you and welcome to As Versus. That one was called Small Protests, a truncated version of the actual song itself. I wrote a while back now, I guess, you know. It was with the Project Ghost guys, and that's up on Spotify as well, all good streaming platforms as well. Today I want to talk a little bit about distribution, I guess, digital distribution, because I'm a beginner when it comes to digital distribution. Those who might be watching this might be in a similar sort of circumstance to me, in terms of distributing your material, your music specifically. So I've been taking a look on a lot of digital platforms, and it looks like maybe cdbaby.com might be the one for me. I know there's things like TuneCore and there isn't a DistroKid or something like that, I think. I'm not sure, but there's a plethora of digital platforms to release your music through that send your music onto platforms like iTunes and Spotify and Deezer and all these type of things. It's become so much easier than what it was like even back in 2007 maybe. Oh my days, trying to find a digital platform to release your music independently was quite difficult. Luckily my good friend Bev, sorry, trouble swallowing today, my good friend Bev, he was a publisher, still is a publisher, and was able to help me release my music through his label setup essentially. So you can do it all yourselves these days. I mean, all you have to do is put in, this is the bit of value for you for first timers who are looking to release their music digitally, because like I said, I'm exactly there with you. Stick into Google digital music distributors, so ones that will you might pay a monthly subscription fee or a yearly subscription fee or something of that nature, so that your music is covered and by the company that you're going with, and they will in turn distribute your music across the internet essentially. For a long time, for a good few years post band breakup, you released a lot of independent music just through Bandcamp alone, and that was a great platform, and it still is a great platform to release music through, because it's up there. I mean, it's only on one site alone, mind, and Bandcamp do take their cut of your sales. I don't have the percentage to hand. It's minimal, I guess, but paired with PayPal taking their cut of your sales as well, it can sometimes bite into your distribution sales, so that's something to bear in mind as well. Digital distribution, you can do it on your terms. You can do it however you want to. You could release your music purely through physical means. I mean, distribution will always be on your terms. If you choose to distribute your music, you can do it via tape, you can do it via, what have I seen? I've seen it via floppy disk at one point in my life. CDs still somewhat. Records, vinyl records. Digitally, you've got Bandcamp, you've got companies that will distribute your music digitally as well now for a fee. What else can I tell you? Everything comes at a cost or a subscription fee as well. That's very important for you to know. Read the small print, read the overall subscription contract that you're entering into. I mean, a lot has changed. A lot has changed. And that's a good thing. There's more autonomy for the artist these days. The artist is able to hang on to their material indefinitely without having to sign record contracts these days. I think we signed a record contract for one of our earliest releases. I think it was for Hospital Corners, and I think we entered into a 25-year deal, maybe something like that, which is all cool. The label are awesome people. They put some money into the promotion side of it, which really helped a lot. So definitely saw the benefits of it. But always go in with your eyes open into any sort of legalities or any sort of contracts or subscription contracts or anything beforehand. That would be my biggest piece of advice. If you're prepared to sacrifice a little bit of what you do music wise, then it's all good. But that's the trade-off, I guess. Let me know if this video has brought you any value in any way, shape or form, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. I realise I've covered things very quickly there. As I said, I'm still figuring stuff out myself, so try not to be too harsh with the criticism as well, if you can, or at least some constructive criticism. I do appreciate dialogue, so cheers. See you in the next one. Bye. Hi guys, good to see you today. Thanks for stopping by As Versus. Hope that you're keeping as well as can be on this midweek wet weather. Well, at least here in the UK. I don't know where it is where you are. But yeah, the importance of stock beats. So as well as having your main body of work, your EP's worth of beats and music and songs, or your albums worth of beats, music and songs, sometimes you might need some additional music around the album itself, and I'll explain to you a little bit why. Because you might want to release a snippet of a song of yours, as a teaser or as a run-up to releasing your album or your EP or your demo or whatever. But it's also important to maybe have a separate press pack or a promotional pack to one side, and that might include like an offshoot beat or a beat that isn't necessarily, or a song that's not necessarily totally related to the body of work that you're putting out. Especially when it comes time to tease your music on, like, say, Instagram or Facebook or YouTube, or putting a teaser trailer together, you might want to put some music that's not quite related So I'll flip up the view here and I'll just run through what I mean specifically. Good. So so as you can see, I've got a bunch of tracks here. These are the ones that I committed to being released with vocals on them. A few more here as well. And I've got a few promotional bits of material here to be used. So when it comes time to putting a teaser trailer together, for example, on Instagram, I've got some stock music that isn't related to the work that I'm putting out. So for example, I wrote these all myself using Oxy. So this is nice because it shows a working motion. It's got that motivational vibe to the synth. And the pacing is like upbeat. But it's not too invasive. It just kind of sits on one level. So, you know, I can see this being used in a workflow type of teaser trailer. I also got this one, Pale Invitation. And this is more introspective to me. I pick up introspective vibes from it. I don't know if you get that same vibe. I hear a lot of conflicting emotions in this beat that I wrote. So, and there's still progress being made through the uncertainty. Both tracks are about 3 or 4 minutes long, so I'm not going to run through all of them. Another promotional bit of material. I showed you Akathesia the other day, I believe. Oh yeah. So remember I recorded the sample of the sea on like vlog number 2 or 3. Here's the piano roll. I could even do a spoken word bit over this by itself, but it sounds too saccharine. See there? So it goes down. So to me this would make a great promotional item as well. And so yeah, so it's worth having a few extra additional beats or tracks just for the media usage around your record. You might feel like you don't want to give too much away until it's time to drop the record, so you can use beats related to the vibe that you're trying to put out. In the past, we have used like the quiet, introspective bits of our albums as teaser trailers for albums, which has worked well. But I prefer to have an additional a few extra tracks, and really it's getting usage out of stock beats as well. So yeah, finding usage out of your stock beats is pretty important. If this video has brought you any value at all today, drop me a comment, a like, a subscription, and I hope that you have a good day wherever you are in the world. I'll see you in the next one. Take care of yourselves and each other. Bye. Hi guys, good to see you today. Hope that you're keeping as well as can be. Just watched the episode of The Apprentice. I'm not going to talk about it right here because it relates to music and some people might not have caught up with it. I'll try and do it further down the week or something like that. Just wanted to talk briefly about Vlogmas coming up next month. I've only this month found out about what Vlogmas is, and that's basically uploading a video every day, which is basically what I've been doing bar 3 days on this channel since I started, and hopefully continue to do so as well as best I can. But yeah, so Vlogmas Ideas is the one I'm thinking about, and though it's going to be festive themed, I guess, whatever that means these days, I think I'm going to focus the month on a record or an album or an EP or a piece of music that shaped me for each day of the month, I think. So in each vlog I'll talk a little bit about each piece of music that I discovered and how it affected me, and how it brought me around to the artist that I am today. I hesitate to call myself an artist because I don't feel like one these days. I used to, but I don't feel like much of an artist these days. I feel like a winger, winging it. But yeah, Vlogmas. So what is it? 31 days, or 31 different records, something like that, maybe. So I'll talk a little bit about that. I will attempt to do the Christmas shopping type of thing, if that's something that you're interested in. I can't guarantee Christmas sweaters or anything like that. I've never been into that aspect of stuff, and it's I guess it becomes a little bit harder to become festive when you're supporting a loved one with a progressive illness. I don't want to make a big thing of it on the channel. It's just you have to focus on the here and now and make the moments count. You really do. And time is always of the essence. So live vicariously through those moments, I guess. Gone off the tangent a little bit there. Vlogmas. Yeah, Vlogmas, that's what I'm going to do anyway. I'm going to try and make it about inclusion as much as I can, really. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, really. Are you uploading for Vlogmas? Are you going to be doing anything of that nature? Have you got any apprehensions towards next month in the festive period, if you celebrate it? Are you looking forward to it? What are your plans? I'll be sure to ask you about your records and about what influenced you as well in each of the Vlogmas videos each day. So be prepared for those sort of questions. I guess I'm feeling a little bit tired today, I guess. I thank you for stopping by and spending a little bit of time with me today. I'll see you in the next video. You take care of yourself and the important people in your life. Cheers. Bye. The binaural mics are working. Hi guys, and welcome to As Versus. Good to see you today. Hope that you're keeping as well as can be. This one's called An Ocean of Love, Darling. Still searching to be held whilst clutching at these pieces. My honest heart resigned to keep on spewing leeches. Your gorgeous ghost I held so close, cradled in cancer. I give myself to you by bleeding all my candour. oh, you're gonna be let down. And that's the chorus, oh, you're gonna be let down. So that was just a quick one I just wanted to run through there for you. But yeah, what am I working on today? Bass. So I got a new song. I'm hoping to go into the studio afterwards as well. So I will bring the Activian as well with me and get some footage. I'm just waiting to hear back from the studio guy before it happens, which I'm hoping it will. But I'm going to flip up the view here in a second and show you this new track that I'm working on. I'll show you the bass that I'm just trying to get a handle on. So here we go. How's that? Okay. So really simple track so far. I've got the drums at the bottom here. Drums, and then we've got synthesizer part. And what this is doing is that it's signifying the chorus and the introduction really for me. It's acting like a marker more than anything else. So I can take it out if I'm not happy with it. And at the top we have the bass, and the bass is coming through quite powerfully as well, which I'll show you now. So it's coming through like this. Moving a bit closer so you can hear. So that's the verse bass. The chorus. Okay, I'm with the drums. I've already started to work on the drums a little bit down here. Put some compression, some soft compression, hi-fi EQ, and spread it around the middle area. Pull back a little bit on the reverb, I think. So I just need to work a little bit on the bass. So let's click on this here. So we have the preset down here of EQ and compressor. I don't want to do massive amounts because I haven't got any decent monitoring to hand. I do know a couple of presets of where I want the bass to kind of be, however. So what I tend to do is I tend to bring up a little bit of echo, just about that much. A little bit of reverb, about that much. Compressor, switch that on, and we'll go into this setting here, and we're going to give it I always like the vintage sound, so we're going to give it a vintage bass sound. And do you want to hear what that sounds like? So without the compressor, it's quite bright, and this just brings it in a little bit, which is really helpful because you don't want sounds to be fighting for precedence. And then EQ, let's see where it's registering on it so far. So it's registering in the right range here. The left hand side is where the bass sits. This middle area is called the middle, and then the high range over here where like the vocals and the cymbals can be found. So bass is sitting where it should in a way. I've got some issues with a snap here, which now you'll see it now. 3, 4. See that? So what I'll do is I'll just bring that down like that. So it's less present. Okay, I'll keep it in that sort of range. I'm going to add a spreader so it comes left and right for us now. Just medium, mid, left. That seems about as gentle as can be. And just to stop with any spiking, I'm going to choose the dynamic processor here, and that just puts a little bit of a cap on it. I think I've explained it before, but here, watch now when that clip bit happens. Let me bring it back. Okay, so this is where it's registering on a 0 dB. Watch now with the clip. See, it doesn't it doesn't interfere with the other music because it's been capped off a little bit. I can do is add down here in the right hand corner loads of ambience and reverb, but I'm not really going to do that yet until I get the guitar recorded on it. So you can hear it sounds quite edgy. Yeah, it's got quite an edge to it. But I'm not going to do that yet. I want to keep it quite clinical until I get the guitars done. So save that. So yeah, so that's how I am working on bass at the moment. Bass. I feel like a Davey 504 meme. But yeah, just getting a bit of a handle on it. So that's kind of where I'm up to, I guess. Hoping to be in the studio shortly. The weather is absolutely atrocious today. Absolutely atrocious. Yeah. Feeling determined today, so that's good. Anyway, I'll see you in the next video. You take care of yourselves and the important people in your life. Cheers again. Bye-bye. Hi guys, and welcome to As Versus. Good to see you today, and I appreciate you stopping by and taking a little bit of time to just kick back for a minute. Wanted to talk today about The Apprentice. I don't know if you guys have been following that at all, but what it breaks down to is that there's a group of aspiring entrepreneurs that are basically apprentices for a wealthy businessman called Lord Sugar, and they must do various tasks each week to earn another place in the following week's challenges and tasks. And so this week's task was to do with finding a song, remixing it and selling it to a company for money. And it was quite interesting to watch, to be honest with you, because the person that won the task was the one who had the greatest rapport with the artist. So essentially they went along to watch three artists audition, and they then haggled with the artist for a cut or a percentage. I believe one of the apprentices, Thomas, went in at a 50-50 split, which I can't imagine any artist going for that. But he's got a funny, quirky personality. I kind of like his character. So, so Thomas went in a 50-50, whereas the others went in at more at 30-70 split. And consequently, because they were able to negotiate that deal, they were able to get the song that was most suitable for their particular ad campaign client that they were selling this remix to. But what was really interesting to me was to see the business side, I guess. The business side, like they held a showcase later on in the evening for people within the industry to, I guess, license their music or to use their music in some way, shape or form. And so they had various labels or people with creative endeavors that were looking for usage of the song. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that in my life. Really, that aspect of the business of music, really. And it was quite interesting to see, really, because I'm sure it does happen. But when it came to music business, it's always been very grassroots, I guess, from my perspective. We've always known the person that we wanted to work with, or have met face to face in real life. There's never been any sort of companies and showcases and things like that, really. But I'm sure it does go on. It was just really interesting to see that side of it, really. And interesting to see a businessman going towards an artist with a 50-50 split instead of something like 20 or 10 or something like that, or 30, I guess, is what they settled on. But yeah, and kudos to all of the producers and the studio engineers that were remixing these songs as well, and the artists, because you could see that they did a stellar job and they were putting their heart and soul into it, and they didn't really get enough recognition in the show, but it's not about them, I guess. But yeah, it was just good to see how the creative and the business mix together. IMO, essentially, in my opinion. So yeah, just some thoughts on that, really. I just wanted to share with you today. I hope that you're doing okay on this frosty day, and that you're keeping as well as can be. So I will, of course, see you in the next video. Take care of yourselves and the important people in your lives. See you then. Bye-bye. Oh my days, I had to angle it so that the sun isn't completely in my face. Hi guys, welcome to As Versus. Good to see you today. Hope that you're keeping as well as can be, and that you are having a good day, a good Sunday. It's very frosty here in the UK currently. When I think it was like when I got up about 5ish this morning, it was -2 or 3, and it's now at a 4. So, and the sun's out, so that's all good. Okay, so this is the first Vlogmas vlog for December. It's December for the whole month. And yeah, to follow with the theme of Vlogmas, I'm going to go through a record per day that has really influenced me over the years, because it's pertinent to the musician pros music vlog here. And the first one I want to talk about is Atmosphere 7's Travels. I don't have the CD with me or the vinyl record. I'm just kind of slotting in the space to shoot this right now. So, but yeah, Atmosphere 7's Travels, huge influence on me growing up. I found that listening to that record really introduced me into the world of, I hate to use the term, but independent rap, I guess, independent hip hop. What was it called at the time? Backpack hip hop, as various terms for the style of music. Boom bap. I know boom bap's predates all of that anyway, going back to the 70s and 80s and stuff like that, and the origins of it. But Atmosphere 7's Travels comprise of MC, vocalist Slug, Sean Daly, and producer Ant. And the record 7's Travels really does feel like you're on a journey with the group. So much diversity in each track, and the way that Slug, Sean Daly, pens his words and creates a picture really left a lasting impact on me in terms of honing my penmanship skills, really. There's the standout track is Always Coming Back Home to You, in which he talks about something mundane as going to the shop and coming across a youngster who was carrying a pistol, and how the youngster had a lot of fear about carrying this pistol, so he took the pistol and he placed it in a post office box just to get rid of it, and that was just incredible, really. It was just a very small thing, but it reminded me of like his earlier work, Girl with the Tattooed Hands and stuff like that. Just incredible. Still to this day, his work, the whole group's work, just floors me, just resonated with me so much. And I think I'd heard like one of their songs initially off a Rock Sound sampler. They had the song Lifter Puller, which was kind of a mellow, relaxed track, and it was talking about the difficulties of being in a relationship and ego getting in the way, or at least that's how I interpreted it as, and that left a lasting impression on me as well. And when I finally got around to picking up the CD, I think I'd driven down to Brighton, in fact, to get it, like 6-7 hours from North Wales. I put it on and I heard like the third track, which was like the bird sings "Why the Caged We Know" or something like that. I can't remember, but at the end of the track, there's like full on like screaming at the end of it. My beautiful bird has gone away, and I was just like, wow, there's screaming in hip hop and it doesn't sound like rap metal. I was just loved it. Of course, back then when that record first came out, was the advent really of music being distributed in other ways outside of TV. So I couldn't get enough of it. I was searching YouTube, and I would be searching like blogs and stuff just to find out more information about the band and the group and the dynamic and how they made it work. And it just floored me, just to see this crossover of ideas happening. So Seven's Travels, still to this day, is quite an important record to me. I'm curious to know what's your important record of Vlogmas Day 1. If you let me know down below in the comment section, that would be really cool. And if this has brought you some sort of value or distraction to your day, please consider hitting the like button, subscription button, notification bell if it comes up, because that would be cool as well. And my Christmas song recommendation of the day is by a band in the UK called Slade, based out of Birmingham or Dudley or something like that, I think. And the song is called Merry Christmas Everybody, or Happy Christmas Everybody. And it goes, here it is, Merry Christmas Everybody, having fun. It's cool. That's my Christmas recommendation of the day, song-wise, for you. Other than that, not too much to report, really. Definitely frosty over here in the UK. People seem in good spirits, locally anyway, aside the fact that we've had some quite scary news with the London Bridge attack the other day. But it was amazing to see that the people of London pulled together to take down the terrorist. That was a real show of bravery and strength and courage, and heart. How strong the London community is. I think they attempted they attempted to take him down before the police arrived with a fire extinguisher and a narwhal tusk, like a 5-foot narwhal tusk. It's like, wow, just wow. Yeah. So aside that, not too much else to report, really. Oh, I started watching a program on BBC Radio 1 called Glow Up, which is about these makeup artists. It's a foreign world to me. I don't understand anything about it, and what they consider what's fashionable and stylish and what art is through makeup. I was kind of curious just to see what it was all about. It's like I can't even get my head around it or find a navigation point to relate to it, but it was interesting to watch nonetheless. Apologies, I have a bit of a cold. Okay, if this video is sort of like okay-ish, I might continue with like the okay for you. I might continue with this format for the month anyway. So I'm not going to waffle on too long, other than to wish you a great day wherever you are in the world, and I'll see you in the next one. You take care of yourself and the important people in your life. I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye. Hi guys, and welcome to As Versus. Good to see you today. Hope that you're keeping as well as can be on this very frosty second day of Vlogmas. And I'm going to continue Vlogmas with my next recommendation. Let's see if this doesn't white out the screen. Okay, I should have thought about this beforehand. That's right. It's Prodigy. Or should I say, the Prodigy Experience. Rest in peace, Keith Flint. This record made a huge impression on me growing up in my early teens, late childhood, really. I think we ordered it from like a mailing subscription type of thing, where you sort of order them from the back of a catalogue and they come in and you pay by a post or something like that. I can't remember, but as soon as it landed, it blew my socks off. The entire record was amazing. I had no idea what rave music was, or the rave scene, or dance music in the early 90s. When I put this on, it just expanded my horizons no end, and I had to follow up with finding out about Jilted Generation and Fat of the Land and Always Outnumbered, Never Outgunned, and anything I could get a hold of really that they'd done. Just really shaped my enjoyment for heavy dance music, heavy electronic music. It had the same passion as what hardcore held in a lot of ways. Just absolute ridiculous standout tracks like Hyperspeed, Charlie Says, Outer Space, Rough in the Jungle as well. Death of the bar maybe Weather Experience. Every single song on this album is phenomenal, just truly phenomenal. It just really pushed me in that direction towards electronic music. And later on, as I started to experiment outside of a band situation, really turned me on to the idea of making electronic music by myself, and wanting to emulate that style because it had such an important influence on me. I mean, I'm sure there are people here that might have heard of the Prodigy or might have heard of some of their work. If you have, drop me a comment and let me know what impressions the Prodigy left on you, or what this record left on you, because to me it still is one of the most phenomenal records ever. Hyperspeed is one of my all-time favorite songs. Sorry, it just keeps on going to low battery, so thanks for bearing with me. Hyperspeed, me and my friend Nadir, we had this idea of flying up to outer space in eggs, and then in our dumb teenage years, and then surfing back to land through the ozone layer and back down to Earth whilst this playing like full blast, which is funny because I'm super afraid of flying. But yeah, if you get a chance, I do recommend the Prodigy Experience, because it's a classic heavy rave record. And I believe there's been some contemporary artists in the last 10 to 15 years who've sampled bits and pieces from this record as well. This record itself features samples from like road safety adverts and a few other bits and pieces. But the whole record, it feels like it's been produced by a band more than a dance outfit. Really, it's so good. I still listen to this record to this day whenever I'm feeling like deflated or I've got a low mood. This brings my mood back up. It just instantaneously gets the chemicals in my brain going. It does wonders. So yes, there's that. My recommendation in terms of Christmas song today would have to be Paul McCartney, Wonderful Christmas Time. If you get a chance to jump on YouTube after this, check that song out, because it's really a wholesome and festive filled song, and it's really just full of glee and wonder. I recommend that. Not too much else to say because the battery's about to die, other than to say thank you so much for stopping by. I hope that you continue to have a good day if you're having one. If you're not, I hope you have some respite. I'm thinking of you. Cheers. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.